All right. Good morning, everyone. We are so excited and fortunate that for his trade secrets and his excellence. We're so grateful that you're part of the company. He is a CRS instructor and internationally. Greg, let's kick it off with, how do you start your day? What's your routine so that you stay consistent?
Great question, and thank you. And it's an honor to be here in front of all my peers. I don't typically speak locally, but this is a great opportunity. So thank you for giving me this space. My routine starts when I get up in the mornings. I typically have a quick cup of coffee. I'm up at, and don't shudder, I'm up at 4:45. I grew up on a farm, so I'm just wired that way. I think early morning for me, and I think for most people, is probably your most productive time. So by 5 o'clock, I hit the streets. I'm either on a bike or in my walking shoes. This morning, I've already done all my 10,000 steps. It gives me a time to focus and reflect. I listen to either audiobooks or I listen to podcasts. So I think one of the things that gets me through a crisis like we've just been through is being able to feed my mind. So that's a question that I would have for each of you. What are you doing to feed your mind? How many of you, and you can just raise your hand if you want, how many of you read the book Think and Grow Rich? Anybody? Okay. So I've read that book many, many times. I'm not going to talk about the book, but I think the title is quite capturing. And the two things that happen that I think we lose sight of. One is the ability to think, and the other is to grow. Now, I know you think that sounds silly, but thinking is really important in our business, and thinking could be a lot of things. It could be meditation, prayer, inside thoughts. It could be looking into the mirror and trying to capture what's going on inside. So I think we really lose focus of the ability to think. And if you do things that support, such as riding a bike, walking, whatever activity, that might give you personal time to reflect. So, and the other is to grow. And I think a lot of that growth will come through your thoughts and that meditation time or however that is. So, all right, in a quick nutshell, that was it.
Great routine. Fantastic. And then when we spoke, you said that you just try to do different things from others. Whatever your competition is doing, when others zig, you zag. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I hope it's not, well, maybe it would be good to convict someone who's listening. When we get into periods like this, and we saw the same thing, I know, Marie Harris, you've been in the business longer than I have. We've been through so many of these events. The last time it was the real estate crash. And I will have to say for myself and David, that really caught us off guard. And then we have this virus that we've just been through and still going through. And I hate to say, it may come back where we will see some non-essential business be shuttered again. We just don't know. I hope that doesn't happen. There are things I've seen as a broker and as an agent that seem to be pretty common about these events. So the first one I would say is we withdraw, we step back, and we start
It doesn't matter. That's just what I heard.
doing things.
It still takes me back.
If you would, just for the moment, if everyone could just mute their speakers except for Ted. Raise your hand if you want to speak and we'll stop and we'll do that. So getting back on track, what I see agents doing is they pull back, they stop advertising, they stop marketing, they stop doing the things that brought them success. And I find these periods to be the opposite for us. I think it's a time to make sure our investments are working for us and our marketing is working for us, because go to one of your vacant listings and look, bring in their mail, for example. If you did that 6 months ago, you would find advertisements from every brokerage in the county, without a doubt. And then maybe the last month or so, you'll find those all trickled away. Nobody's doing that. So why wouldn't you want to take that opportunity and start building on what you know works? So that's what I mean when others zig, you go zag.
Absolutely. And you've also shared with me that you are an avid Boost user. Um, Tell us about how you use it.
Well, I'm using it because that's what I think one of the best tools the company provides for us. And I get asked this question all the time, and I'm not paying for it. I don't know what it costs, except I do my own special advertising above what John R. Wood does. So Boost is a great platform that keeps us, the most important thing, it keeps us in touch and in front of the market.
Say, Billy, that you don't know how to do the background?
I do not. Is that Tess?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's and Greg taught me how to do it, and he created the backgrounds that the two of us have up.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I'll have to reach out to him because I found out that this was very informative, but inspiration. It's a lot of it. What I gained from this was mindset. And I love that saying, what are you going to do to keep the lights on? So that's just every day, just have that mentality, go out along with the 5 business cards, your time blocking, and just staying consistent, I think is the biggest thing.
Absolutely. Well, we have 11 participants logged back on, Greg. So if you want to just take it away and continue with what you were sharing.
I actually was finished with the presentation part, and I can answer questions. I can come up with other things, but what I had prepared for today, fortunately, I got presented.
Wonderful.
Spencer, do you have something to add?
No, I think it's all good content that you gave, but you know what's most important that I got from that is to stop trying to focus on the result being the transaction of a sale or a listing. It is more about the relationship building and the consistency of that, because it's been proven time and time again, well before we started doing NITCHA. And Greg, you know, you've told me this throughout the years, which is every person that you meet is a unexhaustible source of business of which you have no idea where it starts and where it ends. And I once, at your suggestion, did a family tree of just one person, and that person was Wafa Assad, who has left this world, unfortunately, way too early. But I connected everything that I had gotten when I was selling over the years throughout him and 2 relationships that I have now, and it was mind-boggling because I kept that relationship up. And if we all focus on relationship building as a tool, and you know, I know we use the word prospecting. I prefer some a little differently. I guess it's the same thing, but it's you know, it's kind of just courting what's already there and building upon it. You may end up selling a house to the someone who does the cleaning or landscaping outside of an $8 million house that you sold, but they may buy something that's $400,000, and the next thing you got a whole new stream of people. And I think you illustrated that very, very well for us, and a lot less words than I just used.
Cool. What else can I comment on for anyone?
You do the background.
At the bottom of your screen, you'll see this button that says Stop Video. And right to the right of that, there's this little rooftop. We call those carrots. And if you'll click on that carrot, you'll see Choose Virtual Background. If it's your first time going onto that section, then I think Zoom will give you a few of the backgrounds, but then you can bring in any picture from your computer at all. See, Billy, you've already gotten it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have fun with that.
Thank you very much.
Like,
oh, that was easy.
Like what you see David using now, he's got a virtual video going on in the background.
Right.
I do a few of these meetings where, let's see if I can choose that. How many of you have been on Zoom with a bunch of your friends doing cocktail hours? Go ahead, Corey, I know you're out there.
What's up, Mike?
So I did one, I don't have it, oh, I don't have that background up, but it's a virtual bar. And I've used this background. I did a presentation yesterday. This is the background I used because it speaks of Naples. It speaks of why people come here. I use this one as well when I'm on Zoom. And if you're not connected to Naples, or if you are connected to Naples, that's one of our parts of Naples that people always connect with. It's a historic landmark for us.
How do you customize them, Greg?
Pardon me?
How do you customize them?
Oh, that's a really good question. I use this company called Canva, canva.com. And that's how I create anything that I put on Facebook or social media, I create on Canva. That allows you to develop and build magazine quality ads. So if you haven't played with Canva, there's a free version. I would invest in a commercial version, and that way you can put in your own logos and things like that. Much easier to use. And it's a much richer product going with the full version.
What other questions are there for Greg?
No more questions.
Will, you have some questions.
You can unmute yourself.
David, you're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, and another, how many of you noticed the difference between my picture and what David's using? You can go back into your settings under those videos and you can choose high definition and you'll come through a lot, much more clear.
Nice.
How do you just do a still picture of yourself?
You just drag a background. You go onto your computer and you can choose where it says choose a background. There's a little plus key that's on there. And that allows you to add any picture from your computer.
Okay, but it still puts me in the video. It's weird.
Well, it's a virtual background. You're not just going to have a picture. That's a virtual background. So the camera from your device or your computer will capture you, or they just stick the background in the back. Don't ask how that technology works. I don't know. So, but it works. So Billy, with that coat you have on, you look like you're in a medical office. What's the doctor have to say today?
You're
muted.
No, it gets cold in my office, and so. But yes, I wish. It's my white coat for the day because I'm going to keep the lights on for John R. Wood today.
There you go.
Awesome. We all like to hear that.
Billy T in the house.
Thank you.
He made me want to go get my make my appointment to go to the dentist.
That would be Dr. Tang, Scott.
Any other words of wisdom that you'd like to share before we close out, Greg?
I think that's, for the most part, that's it. Don't make excuses. Don't do those little lies to yourself. Find a way that you can find that accountability, even if it's with another person, another group, listening to a podcast or reading a book. I'll introduce one other form of accountability that might be effective for you. All the women online do this every day, but I'm going to challenge you to do something differently. And that's looking into the mirror, not to put on our makeup, not to fix our hair, but I want you to look into your eyes. Because I can tell you, if you're talking into a mirror, there's no way you're going to find this or this, because you can no longer make those little lies to make you move forward, because you're looking into your own soul. So it's just a different way of accountability. So I'll leave you with that.
Well, I'm sorry we lost some of our participants, but those of us who are here, can we give a resounding round of applause and hurrahs?
Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
It was very good.
Thank you,
And
sir.
so, Spencer.
My pleasure. You guys all gonna make it a fabulous day, because it is.
Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everybody. Take care.
Bye, Dorada.